Hi, welcome back to 959 Phonics. Today we're going to do some to, with, and by reading. You will need the worksheet for this lesson. You will also need a pen or highlighter marker. And that's all for today. If you don't have the worksheet, you can still follow along with the reading. Today we have a poem called The Crocodile. It was written by Lewis Carroll. Lewis Carroll also wrote Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. So if you've seen the movie Alice in Wonderland or read the book, he wrote that. And this one is called The Crocodile. It talks about this crocodile who's living on the Nile River. He calls it just the Nile, but the Nile River is a river in Africa, and there are a lot of crocodiles there. This poem was written a long time ago, and so sometimes he uses language from that time period, including this word doth. Doth means the same thing as kind of like how does the little crocodile, or almost even like how is or how goes, even though we don't talk like that, but it kind of has that same meaning, right? That's how they would have said that. So it's not really a question like, how does the crocodile? It's more like a statement, like how is the little crocodile, or how does the little crocodile? So what we're going to do is I'm going to read this poem to you, and you're going to follow along. Then we're going to read it together. You can either read it out loud or read it in your head, whatever's appropriate for where you are. But as we read it together, we will stop and highlight some magic rhymes, and then you will go back and read this poem to someone else, someone in your family, or an adult that's around you. Okay, so get ready. I'm going to read The Crocodile by Lewis Carroll. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail, and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale? How cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly spreads his claws, and welcomes little fishes in with gently smiling jaws. So Lewis Carroll made this crocodile sound so friendly and cordial and nice. What do you think about that? I wonder why he's welcoming those little fishies into his jaws. So now we're going to read that poem together, stopping to highlight some magic rhymes. Let's read the title and the author, and then we'll read these first two lines. The Crocodile by Lewis Carroll. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail? Let's look at the word little. What's the magic rhyme in little? So we're going to highlight that magic rhyme. I'm in trouble with that today. IT. You can highlight it with whatever color you have, and then over in the box, we're going to write IT, it. How about the word crocodile? What are some of the magic rhymes that you see there? Like I see croc, right? Croc, that's first level, crocodile. So I see croc, I see ock. And then I see isle at the end here. So I'm going to write ock, and I'm going to write isle. How about in the word shining right here? What's the magic rhyme? So what I see here is in, but I know that the magic rhyme in says in. So that tells me something. Something's missing there, right? Well, what happened is when I added that ending on ining, when I added that ing ending, I had to drop the silent E and then add the ing. We've been learning a lot about that. So the actual magic rhyme is INE. We wouldn't put it in the word because we dropped the ine to add ing. But over here, we're going to write the magic rhyme. How about in tail? What's the magic rhyme in tail? It's ale. Highlight that. And let's write that. All right. Here we go. Let's let's read all this first stanza. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale? How about Nile? What's the magic rhyme there? I-L-E. And we already had it on crocodile. So we see it again. We don't need to write it again, but we see it again. How about in golden? What's the magic rhyme? O-L-D. So I am going to write that one over here. And how about in scale? What's the magic rhyme? A-L-E. And this one's interesting because I'm going to write it under this other one. On tail and scale, they sound the same. They rhyme in the poem, but they're spelled differently. So that magic rhyme can be spelled in two different ways. That long A sound can be made in two different ways. Okay, here we go. Let's read the next stanza. How cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly spreads his claws, and welcomes little fishes in with gently smiling jaws. Let's go back up to this word cheerfully. What is the magic rhyme there? So I see E-E-R. And then fully is actually a suffix. Cheerful has that suffix full and then the ending ly. How about the word neatly? What is the magic rhyme there? Eat. Highlight that and write it. How about fishes? I think we did that one in Rhyme Magic or we did dishes in Rhyme Magic the other day, but it has that same part, ISH, and it has that same ending, ES. And the last one, let's do smiling. What's the magic rhyme? So that one is also I-L-E, but we've dropped the E to add the ing. So it's this isle part that's in Nile, crocodile, and smile. Let's read this whole paragraph. How cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly spreads his claws, and welcomes little fishes in with gently smiling jaws. Okay, so you've found all of these magic rhyme patterns. You've highlighted them in your poem. Now take your poem and read it to an adult and let those rhyme parts pop out at you. And as you're reading independently and writing independently, let those rhyme parts pop out at you as you read and write independently. And that is all for 9:59 Phonics.